The two things I'm going to go over today are the theoretical frameworks and also the sort of nuts and bolts of how the program works. So actually, if you could take out this little sheet, I'm not going to read it over. I just want you guys to look at it for a second. I'm going to work backwards a little bit. Those are our objectives, our guiding principles. And as Dr. Henderson mentioned, the first one is leadership. And if I could summarize each one briefly, one thing I hope you get out of this program is that, you don't follow standards, but you set standards. And I know that's a big issue in education today. But you're going to be the people who, innovate, give people the ideas they didn't even know they needed a year ago. The other theoretical frameworks are rooted in theory, right? So you're going to have a strong basis in theory. Practical applications, you're really going to know that these things make sense and have applications in the real world. A little bit about my doctorate. I got my doctorate in educational technology. I was teaching English in a high school, and we had a ton of technology. It was a high-tech school. And every night I would be awake, and I'm like, am I doing these kids justice? Is there something better I can do? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing, right by these kids? So a doctorate in educational technology seemed like where I could figure it out. And I got to tell you, I'm still trying to figure it out. But at least I feel like kind of sharing my journey as I go along. The next one is one I'm really excited about. Our program is rooted in redrawing boundaries. So in other words, we take an interdisciplinary approach. They say, a good teacher borrows and a great teacher steals. Well, I hope we steal from all disciplines in every field. Cognitive science, computer science, physical education, anything that could teach us more about, like I said, that human liberation, that liberating human potential. And the last one is good teaching, the scholarship of teaching and learning, where you could really get an idea of, good teaching and you know what learning's all about, and that's at the root of it. What I did was I kind of worked backwards, as I said, and I got three little scenarios that if you were a graduate today, what might you be doing? So I'm just going to read these briefly. And these embed all 5 of those principles. All right, so your organization wants to develop a mobile app. What are the technical options? What features can or should go into the app? And what apps from other fields can inform your work? How would you develop, test, and implement this app? So if you graduated, if we started 3 years ago, go back in the time machine, you'd be solving that problem. Here's you're asked to develop an online course system for a private company who wants to do business in China. It's meant to improve the service of their hotel and hospitality workers. What tools, technology, experiences, and assessments would work? Now, all of these are sort of ripped from today's headlines, like, situations that current graduates are dealing with, and I think that they really embed those 5 principles. Here's the last one. And this is thanks to Dr. Toomey, we really have an entrepreneurial spirit in this program. You have an idea for a wearable technology to improve the performance of endurance athletes. There's nothing like this available. How do you go from idea to prototype to testing to market? As I said, those are the cases of things that you should be able to tackle and do successfully from those 5 foundations after the course. Now, the second part, I'm going to go over the entire program today, and I have this sort of, for me, when we were talking about this program about a year ago, I have to admit I kept getting some of the timeline mixed up in my head. Summer program, and I had read over many documents, but asking me to recite it, so sketching things out helped me out a lot. So in your program, if you could take out this little map, a little timeline I've developed. All right. Now, I'm really going to go rogue here. I'm going to need some volunteers because I could talk you through this, right? But actually, I think some of you guys might have been in a class where I taught RSS feeds and I did this, and it was somewhat successful. So I'm going to need a few volunteers from the audience to help me talk through this, all right? Let me just get my box. Well, whatever tool, you always need the right tool. Can someone be the start here, please? Like a nice red dot. Anyone who's ever been lost in a mall knows the red dot of start here. So I need someone to come up here and hold the start here. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And we've got the diploma, so I'm going to need someone to hold the diploma. Thank you. Oh, all right. Now, we got a lot of, as they say in pool, a lot of green in between here. So I just want you to hold the start. And actually stand right back here. All right. Now, there's some slack here, right? Because it's hard to get through a 3-year program, right, without a little help from your friends, as we say. So we have in our program that Dr. Ziegler is going to talk more about, we have 3 summer institutes. So I need 3 volunteers here. Thank you. 2 more. Thank you very much. Just right here. Actually, you hold it up. Right here, summer 1 here. Summer 2 here.
I'll take them all when we finish.
Ooh, good catch. Good. Give me points for reflexes. All right, so now those are the 3 summer institutes. That's the 1 week that Dr. Ziegler is going to talk about, where you come here on campus and we really have a cohesive experience. Now, you also have to take 20 credits in between, starting summer, fall, and spring. So just 3 volunteers to, just 3. This is the last volunteerism. Come on down. Thank you. Yes, it kicks off right here. This is one thing. All right, now, if you look at your 20, okay, actually, can you guys just flip over? So, summer 1 starts. Like, actually, I feel like this would be ideal. Imagine that. These 2 starts with summer 1. Now, if you guys, this is a trick, all right? I practiced at home, and I got it right about 70%. Just flip them like this. Just flip them over. All right, so you will each get 20 credits a year in summer, spring, summer, fall, and spring. All right, and one last thing that I lied. One last volunteer. I need you to hold up. You blinked, so I'm picking on you. The dissertation. Now, can anyone look at the little map and figure out where that goes? Yeah, spring, fall, and spring of summer. So if this, if you can remember this, it's great. If you can't, you have a little top map here too, all right? Also, one last point. Right here is the admissions and applications. Okay? All right, hey, could we get the 10? Let's give a round of applause for our 10 here. Thank you very much.